Right, Cura team, welcome back. It's me. It's DayZ. It's another live, Mr. Nice Guy. Listen, before we get stuck in, you see my favorites list has gone up. I just want to talk about the state of DayZ play in my region. For a start, I suppose. I guess if you've been paying attention, I've been running around with the intention of bumping into people, right? That's the idea. And the the issue that I've had is that there's not actually a lot of people on the maps. So I'm in the SY region. I'm in the Asia region. In the servers fall in SY, SG, and TO. Now that's as far as I'm aware, Sydney, Singapore, and Tokyo. I could be wrong, but I believe that's the case. I've played on the Singapore servers and I have bumped into people that won't communicate. Presumably they don't speak English, whatever. It's kind of hard to have a bit of an in-game experience with someone if you don't speak the same language on a game that relies pretty much on being able to speak the same language. Right, my Singaporean Chinese is shocking. Namaste, and that's about as good as it gets, really. As for my Japanese, arigato gozaimasu. It's even worse. So, I am not going to be communicating effectively in either of those two languages, and therefore I don't go there. I go to Sydney because I can just about speak Australian, mate. Um, so I've been keeping an eye on the Sydney servers, and I'm a little bit ahead of Sydney, but it's late in my evening, coming up late in my evening, so it's early evening in Sydney. So people should be logging onto the servers, but just look at how quiet they are. Just look at how quiet all the Sydney side servers are. I mean, there's a lot of zeros and ones. Let's put it like that. That's into Tokyo and Singapore now. So there's a lot of zeros and ones in the Sydney side. The biggest Livonia here is mouse and keyboard. I don't like playing mouse and keyboard on console. It's interesting that there are quite a few people that do play mouse and keyboard. These ones, these here, seem particularly popular. I have said about possibly trying to get a mouse and keyboard to give DayZ a go on mouse and key. So stay tuned. Santa might bring something along in that vein, um, and we might end up going mouse and keyboard just right. I don't really have the setup in my living room for mouse and keyboard though. I don't really know how that's going to work. Anyway, I guess the issue is that yeah, sure, okay, I could play mouse and keyboard. Probably, but that surely the most amount of people aren't forking out for a mouse and keyboard for a console, right? Because it's an extra expensive peripheral. So there's not a lot going on, honestly. Cherno, Livonia, everything else, all the rest of it. So that got me thinking, because these things happen. So I was like, well, what's Europe look like? So this is Europe, and Europe's not exactly swimming in DayZ either. This one here, 0900 in Europe, seems quite popular. Um, and that's not a mouse and keyboard one. This is running Livonia. So there are, yeah. I mean, there's not actually that many people now. Admittedly, in Europe, it's early morning on what is it? It's early morning on a Wednesday morning in Europe right now. So maybe there's not a lot of probably a lot of people that would be playing DayZ are at work, to be honest, except for those people who are possibly sick or have a bit of leave or whatever. I don't know. They live the life of luxury. Maybe they're students. I don't know. Whatever the not that students live the life of luxury before people get too carried away with bloody European students living the life of bloody luxury. No, no, no. I don't think that's necessarily true. I meant one or the other. But look at all these single digits. It's a lot of single digit servers. Um, there's a double. It's like it's amazing when you see a double-digit server, which is quite a surprise. So then that got me thinking. What about America? La 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 America, la 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 America. So this is the Americas. MI is Miami. LA is New York. No, LA is LA, obviously. This is South America. Now, I'm not going to want to talk about South America. This is Sao Paulo, I presume, in Brazil. Um, but I don't want again. I'm not good with Portuguese, so yeah, you know, abrigado, I think it is in Portuguese. So yeah, okay, but we got LA. America seems to be DayZ is popular in America because you see an awful lot more 20s and 30s numbers, 15s, 16s, all the rest of it. So I have been keeping an eye on this during the course of today while I've been doing other things, and I've just been letting the servers run, letting the server page run, and we take it over and have a look at it and all the rest of it. So yeah, quite interesting. So it's what is it now in New York? New York, it's early morning, so it's like not even people getting up out of bed, but people are getting up out of bed. LA is late at night, I think, isn't it? Late at night, late at night. No, LA is behind me. So LA will be sort of mid-afternoonish of yesterday, because I'm ahead of the dateline on LA. So yeah, so there's that. So I mean, even look, Sakal looks busy, and they don't have nearly as many, um, you know, uh, keyboard places. So the keyboard ones are down here. I haven't even got to the keyboard ones. So there's some here, and they're not super busy. The mouse and keyboard ones. There's 226 servers in for the North and South America. I suppose there's a lot of people live in North and South America. So there you go. So anyway, what has this got to do with the price of press jackets, you say? Well, here we are, and here's where we've been. 7 out of 60 on Livonia. I was watching the Sydney servers today, and they're all like rats and mice. It's coming into prime time, dinner time, in Australia. Okay, I'm in New Zealand, and we have a population smaller than most towns, and of that population, a small percentage are probably regular gamers, and of that small percentage of regular gamers, another small percent is probably DayZ players. So I would say if you rounded up all the DayZ players in New Zealand, we probably wouldn't fill someone's house. It would be a busy house party, but it wouldn't be much more than a busy house party. So you're never going to get too many Kiwis playing DayZ at the same time, given that some people will be in, out, sick, dealing with kids, late, whatever, a whole bunch of stuff going on. Um, so there you go. Australia, though, much bigger catchment. Although there's what is it like a 7 hour difference between the west coast of Australia and New Zealand. So there's a big time difference. So yeah, they're still where would they be? They'd still be at lunch. So yeah. So Livonia's quiet. Anyway, my point was we're gonna crack on with 2924 until I die. And then what I might do is I might see if I can find a server that's going to be a busier server where we might bump into people. And geographically speaking, crazy to say, but geographically speaking, LA is closest to me, followed by Miami, followed by Europe. So I feel like it's 10,000 kilometers to LA, 12,000 to Miami, and about 18,000 to Europe, kilometers wise. or thereabouts. I'm literally on the other side of the planet from Europe. And LA is the closest. If we're flying out of New Zealand and going anywhere, even if we're going to Europe, generally it's faster to fly via LA. So, and I believe we have there's a sub-Pacific cable which runs directly to New Zealand from LA now. So I'm hoping, you know, it would be good if we had ping. Oh, we don't have ping. Is it not possible for consoles to do ping? I've seen this before on. Maybe you watched my series on Arma. I did a bit of a series on Arma because Arma, obviously DayZ comes from Arma, and when you're picking servers, um, you can see ping on Arma servers. So I'm assuming that you can get a ping off a server browser, but for some reason there's no ping on the DayZ server browser. So I'd like to try the North America server, which has got 17 people on Livonia, coming out of LA. It's the closest one to me. I think we should get reasonable ping. I've regularly played with a friend of mine from Canada. Um, Now he's in central Canada, and his connection to uh, Sydney server, my private server, I run out of Sydney, um, and his connection's okay, not that bad. So I'm hoping a connection to an LA server um, would be fine. I don't see any Canadian servers come up, but maybe I'm just not looking in the right place, or I don't know, maybe they don't show up here for regional reasons, or I don't know, whatever the story is. So that's a long-winded introduction to explain what my thinking is, and also to ask about, question mark, what the is happening with DayZ. Nobody is anybody playing it anymore? Um, and also, for those of you who are just joining in, um, DayZ are getting motorbikes. Did you know? Did you watch IGN? They did an official announcement on IGN on YouTube. You'll find links to it on Marx's site. Marx is the DayZ community manager, YouTube content creator that got snapped up to be the community manager. So there's a post on his website, on his YouTube site, with a link to the IGN teaser trailer showing the chat. There's two. Well, there's a motorbike and a moped. I want the moped. They're going to come with the Badlands map. Um, I guess they're going to be salvageable. They show you a guy fixing a bike. There's some parts lying around. It doesn't have a wheel, so it looks like there's going to be motorbike wheels. So you're going to have to get wheels. You're going to have to put wheels on your bike. It showed it being repaired with a blowtorch, so presumably there's bits of it can be repaired with blowtorches. So that's kind of the same as vehicles. And I noticed that it looked like there was certainly things like seats and possibly mud guards. Although I might be pushing it a bit with the mud guards. It was hard to tell. He did say, have a very, 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 very close look at it. And I did have a very, 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 very close look at it. And I'm almost certain that you're going to have... So it's got an engine, so it's going to need a spark plug. You're going to need to fill it up with gas, because it's got a gas tank, so you're going to need gas. I didn't see a gas tank off it, so I'm assuming you don't need to find a gas tank. I'm assuming the gas tank's already on it. You might need to find a seat. You might need to find wheels, that kind of thing. They're small bikes, so they won't have a cooling system, so they won't have radiators and things in them. They'll be air cooled, so that'll be fine. Yeah, and anyway, they're coming with Badlands. That'll be next year, 2026. So Badlands will not be out this year. So that's why I think they're having problems with 1.29. Is the issues they're having with 1.29 is in relation to, as they were kind of hinting in the other broadcast that they had earlier this month, we're trying to do some technical stuff in the background that's really messing us around. No one has ever modded a two-wheel vehicle into DayZ as a two-wheel vehicle. Wobo did a post on this. As you know, Wobo's like a deep technical person for DayZ, and he said even if you see two-wheel vehicles like bicycles and motorbikes, which there already are on DayZ, they have been done by modifying the base code for a four-wheel drive vehicle, which is why they don't work like a two-wheel vehicle. They're a bit weird. Um, so take that from him, not from me. So we are getting bikes, we are getting motorbikes. We're getting a motorbike, which is a dirt bike, and we are getting a moped, which is great. Presumably the dirt bike will work better uh, off-road and on-road, and the moped will probably really only work on roads, I imagine, and it should probably have, like nil traction off-road, in my opinion. And yeah, and that's it. So we're going to get bikes, and likely if they bring them in, they'll bring them in on all the maps. So they won't just bring them in, like boats. They won't just bring them in for Badlands. They'll bring in motorbikes for everything. So that's an amazing opportunity to bring in motorbikes. Maybe we could just get pedal bikes. Like I said, there are servers that do have pedal bikes in them, which is fine. Um, general mayhem and madness, I'm sure. Right. Anyway, that is a long-winded chinwag to get us into the game. Part of that is because I had checked and it was nighttime, so we were just approaching dawn. So I'm going to jump in now, and we're going to jump straight into the game. As you remember, we're just south of Sitnik. We'd been killed in Graben twice. So here we are, the little cabin. Let me just see. Geralto. There we are, Sitnik. Yeah, so we've got to run back down the road and follow the red trail. And we had, I should probably put that on my Hot Wheel. We had run into, like I said, we run into a team of two, NZ Warrior and someone else who I didn't see their name in Graben, and they shot me once, and then we spawned in like 5 minutes away from our body, and we ran back to our body, and they were still looting us, and we tried to rush them with a sickle that we found, and we got pretty badly ganked. And they were trying to tie us up, but I broke out while they were trying to tie us up, and they just killed me again. So anyway, that was that. That was Graben, and then Sitnik. We jumped into Sitnik, and there was a chap or chapess. We didn't see them in Sitnik in a house, who were probably on red hunger because their stomach was growling. And they wouldn't come downstairs. I didn't want to go upstairs in case they obviously didn't want to be part of the team, for whatever reason. So I just left them a chicken. So we are sans food. We do have water. We have been stocking up a little bit on food, and we had taken quite a few guzzles of water. We're following the red trail, and we have a rod, and our rod does have a hook attached to it, which is great. What we need really is one of these, so we can make a stone knife to dig up worms, because the stone knife is, as far as, oh, someone's pooped. Oh no, it's pine cones. Sorry, the stone knife is best for digging up worms, in my opinion. This little shrine. There's usually a little, sort of vicar. Yeah, I was going to say there's a vicar out by this shrine, which means there's a mummy out by this shrine. And I can't tackle him with what I've currently got. What was I saying? Yes, stone knife for worms. That's the pig. That's the real. It's a real nasty guttural sound that the pig makes. But that's the wild pig. Very different to the deer, which is more of a roaring, rutting sound. There's a barn over there. This is the east side of the map, and I have done this in the past. I'm not going to do it now, but I have done it in the past when I've been you know, doing like a full-on long-term mission on Livonia. If you run out down the east coast of the map, there's a lot of woods and things, and sometimes you find shelters, tents, little bases hidden in out of the way areas. So yeah, sometimes it pays to just check just a little bit off the beaten track sometimes. I mean, we're not here to raid bases, but sometimes people just chuck a few things in a barrel and aren't particularly bothered if they lose it, you know, whatever. Not today. We got a hatchet though, but we don't need a hatchet. I don't need a hatchet. I said a hatchet. So we're gonna carry on. And we'll see how our food goes. We'll see how our food goes. If it gets yellow, we might go and find ourselves a little body of water. Grab some fish. Alright, trail marker. Still here. Red trail. That road doesn't go, just goes to the edge of the map. I've been down there. I've been down that road. I know where that road leads. Now, I do believe the red trail turns up this way. Watch. So we're here at this junction, and it goes up. There's some houses over that way though. Just right here. I just want to check them for, you know, can of beans or a can of pork or anything like that that's going to get me a little bit of food. A few Zeds. Some rifles. So this is a Gorky. Oh, come on. Just want to go and check out that other house. What's he got? He's got a bag I currently don't have a bag. Hello, bag. Now we've got a bag. Awesome sauce. That's a bag. Hello, bag. Right. Hunters, that's always good for stuff. I will say, I was having a look at, I mean, I've said this before about Arma, and I was having a look at another game today, which, I'm still trying to fathom out exactly what the heck is going on, but, it's another, combat game. And they have so much better graphics. They just have so much better graphics than DayZ. I just wish DayZ would update the graphics. I mean, it is an old game, and it's showing it. I mean, I'm sure it was probably awesome at the time. It's not awesome now, and it would be really really good if it got an update graphics wise, because it is possible, right? And they're not big. I mean, Arma is their game for a start. The red trail's actually over here. So I appreciate we're running across the middle of a wide open field. I think actually, does the red trail go down there? Or does it go there? Is that a building or just trees? I'm not sure I want to stop in the middle of the field and do this, but I'm going to. No, it's on the other side of the trees, and there's that body of water. So, we'll head for the body of water, just in the middle of the field. You know, because we don't care. Do we? Apparently. Yeah, you know, better terrain, better environment, just a whole lot better looking. It's same with Arma. Same with even Vigor, you know, and Vigor is another Bohemia Interactive game. I know they can do it. We know they can do it. Why aren't they doing it? I don't know. I don't know the technical ins and outs. I'm not an expert. I'm just saying, I wish like heck we could see better graphics than DayZ. For the environment, it would just make such a huge difference. I suppose what I'm asking for is a bit like saying, you know, that you want your Volkswagen chassis to be a Ferrari chassis. It's like, yeah, okay. Of course it would be better, but it ain't that easy. You'd have to rebuild the whole game from the ground up. It's a little bit like, oh, I don't know if you keep an eye on the news with things like Bethesda, but Bethesda basically are falling behind in terms of game development because they developed an engine to, here's this body of water, they developed an engine to run their games, which isn't Unreal Engine. And for a while that was great that they had that, and they were, you know, leading a whole bunch of people. But unfortunately, there's limitations to that engine, and there's not the same amount of limitations to the Unreal Engine. And Unreal have obviously got now the new Unreal engines are just bananas. The trail runs down there, down the woods on the other side, and Bethesda's being left behind. But everything they've built has been built on the Bethesda engine. This should not be. This is a problem. This is an error on the. This should not be here. I see there's a fire barrel. So someone's already. This should not be here either. I think there's something gone wrong here with this whole spawn of this building. The codes. I don't think the code's right. I don't think the code is right. I don't think this is right. I do like the fact that you've got a barrel. I hope you don't mind. I hope you don't mind. But what I might do is I might just make that a fire barrel. I think I can do it with this knife, which will stuff the knife. And then we'll be able to get a couple of fish. And I really do wish they wouldn't move. Right. There you go. Yeah, was I? Yeah, you just pick it up. I think we can drop it right here. That's weird. You can't. You should be able to place it with R2, but when it's close to the edge, it won't like that. It won't like that at all. See, it wants to put it in a different place, and we don't. We want to put it right here. Yeah, it's not liking it. There's a collision somewhere. Probably that cardboard box. Try over here. Pop it over here. See where it goes. It's probably as good as it's gonna get, right? Let's not bust our chops about trying to find a good place to put the darn barrel. Right. I want to just fish in the reeds, perhaps, just for safety's sake. Just, you know, because. So first off, we need to get a couple of worms, Mr. Wormyson. So 2 worms, I think, sir. Possibly 3. Get 1 spare while we're here. Air and a spare. That's 1. Takes a while. We used to have a shovel. It's gone now. That will be 2. Let's just check. Yeah, that's right. That's 2. Sorry. No, sorry. Am I? This is DayZ. Thrilling, huh? That's part of the game. I didn't invent the game. I'm just telling you. Right, we should be able to pop that in our hands and then equip Yieldy Wormy. Yeah, alright, okay. We'll just go and hide in the reeds. Do a spot of fishing in the reeds. We might be lucky, we might get a cooking pot. I don't want a pair of wellies. We got a fish though, that's a start. Right, need to do another wormy. I was paranoid for a while that you could, like, quote unquote fish out a spot and you would have to move. I've not actually found that to be the case. Wellies! You see? What to tell you? Pack a spare worm. Wellies. Yeah, I don't believe you can quote unquote fish out a spot. I've not seen evidence that that's the case anywhere. And I've done a lot of fishing. There's our other fish. So we can put that away, put the rod away. We'll take the fish. Right. So we've got a fire barrel. It looks like it's going to rain. So we have no matches. We've lost our matches. We've got rags, so we're going to need to make a fire drill kit. So we're going to need sticks for the fire drill kit. We're going to need bark for the fire drill kit. And we're going to need wood for the fire. Right. Let's maybe start with the fire drill kit. I think this knife is nearly stuffed. It is in fact stuffed from making the should be able to get bark off this one if we hit the right spot. Okay. Alright. Over here is where our sticks will be. Right, there you go. Let's get the fire drill kit made. Right, we'll get that in, carry some sticks, and we'll use the hatchet to grab ourselves a little bit of wood. We can grab it from this tree. Two. I think two will be fine. Right, either way we slice it, we're going to somewhat be at the mercy of people with this one. Not a lot we can do about that. But at least we're indoors. Right, that's that. Get that in there. Get those in there while we're at it. We'll get that in there. We'll get the fire lit. That's good. Get the fish on. Get cooking fish. And get smoking fish. There we go. We're out of the weather, we're out of the way. Right, let's combine these things together. So, there we go. We'll wait on that to go. DayZ is... It is... Right. I think we're otherwise good. Can I put that? I can put that on my bag. Am I wet again? Is it just the shoes? The shoe, just the shoes running through those puddles. That's what the story with that is. Do 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 do. Hatchet's not in good condition, so I'm gonna have to keep an eye on that. Right, we're gonna get wet. That simply is the way of things. I don't like hanging around. Standing still in DayZ is dying, really. He says most of the time I get shot, I'm moving around. Oh yeah, maybe, I suppose. But you gotta keep moving. Don't necessarily like this stretch, because this stretch takes us down a path through the woods, and I don't have my 22 anymore because I got shot. So I don't have protection from wolves, which doesn't make me super happy. We could get stuck in we're starting to get into wolf territory. We really are. Um, and if I don't find a 22 in Geralto, don't find a Mark II in Geralto, we're really sort of taking our life in our hands. We'll have to stick to the roads to get to Dolnik. Is this the... No, there's a cabin, blah 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 blah, shed here. It's like this little lumber yard place. I've run across bases down here before. Hey, look, there's a base down here. There's a surprise. It looks like it's been bust though. Yeah, it's already been opened, or it's just being built. I mean, they've got the gate and everything. I don't know. Someone's thought we already broken it up for them. Yeah. So, where are we now? Is that the road? There is a road here, isn't there? Pretty sure there is. I remember kind of driving down here. That's a tremendously large haystack. Is there a road? Or am I just making this up? I don't see a road, do you? I see these power lines. I'm sort of... Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this. Let's have a quick look at the map. Just to get a bearing on where I am. There is a road there that avoids the... We just gotta keep heading this way a little bit more. I really need to avoid wolves. Or we're in Kashtukiville. And I'm pretty darn sure... Can you climb this? Maybe I'll wait till my stamina comes back. I bet you could. Yeah, the wolves will come up here though. That'll be a challenging one. There's the road. Yeah, they can run up and down all these things. Like I said, I don't ever recall being attacked by wolves on the road, except for there's one place, which is a shed. No, it's a little body of water by the road on Cherno, on the northern part of the map. And it's right by the road, and if you go to the furthest most part of this tiny little pond, you will, that's the sawmill, you'll trigger a wolf spawn. Which is really annoying. Anyway. Right, well that hasn't got a base in it. It's not really a sawmill, it's just an industrial shed. It's not the sawmill asset. There's another building back there. I don't know if it's worth my time. What am I gonna find back there? An industrial build. There's a bunch of buildings and such. I thought I heard a chicken. Again, doesn't really matter as soon as I've got a whole load of... I don't know, I'm not convinced to want to go there. Hey, I'm getting quite a lot of nutrition out of this fish. That's good news. I've been complaining for a while that they I feel like they nerfed the amount of nutrition you got out of fish. Maybe it was just the wrong kind of fish I was eating. I was catching mainly sea fish on Sakal. Is there an entire town in there? There is. There's There's a whole bunch of little buildings back here. Which is this? It's like a little compound. Sharpening stone? That is a map. I already have a map. Shovel. Hello. It's not in great condition. Should have went on my back, yes. Right, now that we've got the houses, we're looking for the Mark II. This is a usable car. This is a usable car that someone has brought here. They've taken a wheel out and they've taken the battery out. If it were me, I would have locked the radiator. What's that? Sorry? Fingerless gloves. Mark II. Yeah, the cars. If you're gonna have a car, my advice about cars is you can secure the radiator. Because the radiator, I pulled that radiator out. That radiator now needs water. So you need to then go through the hassle of filling your radiator up with water. Sorry, I'm mean. Sorry, I'm mean. I know I'm supposed to be Mr. Nice Guy, but sometimes I'm not. I have this thing with cars. It's just like I want to mess with people's cars. I don't know why. You're right. It's not. I shouldn't. That guy seems like he's having problems. Ooh, can of Coke. Or not a Coke, as the case may be. Yeah, sorry, I just enjoy messing with people's vehicles. Because, yeah, you can lock these things, right? So that jokers can't mess with your vehicles. So you should learn how to do that. You should learn how to lock your car so that people can't mess with your car. Like me, come along and go hee and pull out the radiator, and you go, oh, you bugger. It doesn't matter. There's water here. I'm pretty sure there is, actually. Now that I remember this little place. Pretty sure there's a water place. It's right there. So you can actually fill up the car with water. I'm just messing with them by taking the radiator out. That's all. Right, doodle-doo, 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 doodle-doo. And then here, certainly no Mark IIs. There isn't going to be one in the shed either. Right, I suppose given that we are down here and there is water, we probably should hydrate. It's not a bad idea to have that on your Hot Wheels so you can hydrate. Hydration is important. It's not just you know, one of the mechanics of the game that you need to do. If you keep an eye on any of the technical stuff, the amount of water that you have impacts your blood refill rate if you get a bleed. So if you get shot and you take a bleed, if you get hit by a Z and you take a bleed, this guy's going to see me any minute. Oh. Oh. Yeah, so my point was, if you get hit and you... Oh, he's got a can. And you take a bleed. Not that one, that one. Your blood will refill. Depending on how much water you've got in your bottle, so to speak. So it's not just a case of a convenient game mechanic. It actually does have some practicality. What is this? A floating hat? It's amazing. I'm cold because I just had a whole lot of cold water. That's what that's about. It's also going to rain. Now, we came from the road, which the road is over this way. Mushrooms. Is that one a good? No, that one's bad. That's probably me. I probably triggered those when I arrived. And one has stayed fresh and one has moved quickly to rotten before anybody panics. Right, back at the road again. Which is, we're heading over that way. Oh, I mean, soaking rain. I feel like I don't want to get soaking wet. We're already soaked. That's also possibly why I'm cold. We'll just take a little moment, shall we? Sounds like some of that serious rain. Soaked right through. Oh, I don't think you can wring out a hat. You can wring out a baseball cap. Yeah, so my water's good. So we're fully hydrated, which is great. So that's awesome. Work on the food next. Like I say, when I start out from spawn, what I like to do, I can't eat now because obviously my stomach's full. But when I start out from spawn, what I like to do is I like to keep eating and drinking as much as I can, whenever I can, until I get both the bottle and the apple full white. Then I know where I'm at, and I can work from there and go, right, okay, I know how long I can go without food, which is quite some considerable distance. I know that it's not going to be a major drama for me. I know that if I turn up in an area and there's, you know, a lot of hostility going on for whatever, I can avoid the area, and I don't have to stop for food or water. It just gives you options. If you're always like down in the yellow or just above yellow, it's a very short distance from yellow to red, and then you're starting to lose health, right? So I always make sure that I've got a good handle on where my water and my nutrition is. And if either of them get down to yellow, it's, you know, it's time for a good old jolly top up, because it's a considerable move from yellow to full white. I can tell you, it's about 3 times as from nothing to yellow. I think, if I recall correctly. Um, right, while we're standing here in the rain, that's bright. Where are we? We're nearly there. So we're in this shed on the road. There's this massive industrial area, and then the castle. We have to go and see the castle. Of course we do. Um, Carlin's dead. There's nothing in Carlin. Carlin's all ruins. Um, is Carlin dead? Trying to remember. She got this. These are like. Are these industrial buildings or barrack? They wouldn't be barrack buildings because. Oh, they might be. They might be barrack buildings. Have a fence around them. I'm not sure. And then Carlin. Partially dead, perhaps. Lemborg is dead, for sure. All of these places are dead. I think is Radunin the one that's under gas? Can't remember. Can't remember which one's under gas anymore. Muratin's dead. There's a lot of wolves through here as well. Yeah. So that's kind of my point. My point is we can leave this industrial and go up to the castle at Pot Krabiek. Wolves. Wolves. I'm just having a drink, steel myself. Right, come on. This isn't going to get any easier. There's the castle. And it's all spookified. What would it be in Halloween? We won't find any mummies up there, but it will be spooky and it will be foggy. And there'll be witches with the witches' hats. What is he at in the field? This is the big industrial power plant area. I think there's a gap in the wire here somewhere. There obviously is because he's wandered through it. He doesn't spawn in the field. There's another one. This can be a bit busy down here from time to time, obviously. People setting up bases in various industrial buildings throughout here. People looking for... There's probably a truck spawn in here. I'd hazard to say. Rain's easing off, that's good. There's a base, look. Or at least part of one. What did I tell you? Yeah, it's pretty big. They've done it this big. It's really porous though. They've done it this big to accommodate being able to bring in a truck, get out of a truck, etc. We've got the old Carnivale tent. Nothing happening. Some shoes and a blouse. Why? Why are you keeping these things? Crossbow, someone doesn't want. Got some ammo. Is this a sporter mag? No, SG5 mag. Wooden pistol. A wooden pistol? Signal pistol. Got anything in it? No. Okay, and they're trying to hide a couple in here. I got a cookery. That's not bad. Don't need the water bottle. Right, anything back here? You hiding anything? You're blocking that door off. Okay. I think the base I built, you can actually you can block that off from the other side. I don't think you need to block it off from inside, but I can't remember. And a bit of junk, bit of general junk. Yeah, okay. Some interesting base building choices. Anyway, it's not how I would build a base in here, but that's up to you. I don't know why they did this. They didn't measure or something. They've had to do. Yeah, I don't know. It's yeah, okay. It's fine to have an airlock. Get it. Makes sense. Um, I'm not convinced that's the best way to design it. My gosh, they were going large, weren't they? Is that a gate as well? Is that they wanted to try and stop people from being able to get up there and snipe in. Yeah, maybe, but they could still run across. I don't know. It's not my favorite building to be building in. Of all the buildings that are here that you could have built in, that's a bit of an odd one to choose. Because they've had to do a lot, right? They've had to do an awful lot. You don't want to pick a building that you're going to have to do a lot with for a base. Because it's a lot of effort. That's all resources you got to go find. Why do that? That's just as said. Yeah. Anyway, keep it simple is what I say. You don't need to. You don't need to go to the vast trouble of doing that. This is walking in there. He had a bag. I don't know if it's a better bag than the bag I have. It's that burlap. And a hat. Yeah. That one. Of course, you're not going to get a truck on that. It's a nice little base, that. People get a little bit obsessed with size. Size isn't everything. Size is not everything. How many crates are you going to fill with gear? How many barrels are you going to fill with gear? Even on a map where you've got free reign to do everything you want and grab everything you can possibly. This building will hold everything you could ever possibly want. Right? How often do you get stream sniped? As far as I know, mate, not at all. As far as I know, not at all. How often do I get shot? Well, it's a fair amount. But this is Mr. Nice Guy, so the intention is to say hello to people, not run around shooting people. So I got shot last night by two jokers. Twice actually. So I get shot a lot. Stream sniped? Don't know. I mean, you know, DayZ is about getting shot. Really. If you're gonna play it, you're gonna get shot one way or another. You gotta kind of live with that. You gotta learn how to cope with it, that's for sure. Or these aren't bad for bases. If they thought about it, you could probably build this as a base. You know, the beauty with building this as a base is really. Do you know, I've never gotten into the bunker. Never. It's a lot of effort. How did you get the keys? It's not a key, is it? It's a key card, isn't it? You gotta get a key card. Hey, look, here's a little base. You gotta get the key card off the officer in the hat. Isn't that it? You gotta get the key card off the officer in the hat. And then it takes two of you, because one of you's gotta go down one place and run the panel, and the other one's gotta run in the door. Am I right? Oh, there goes the big gun. Right, we're gonna head up to the castle so we can have a little jolly old look-see. And hope like heck we don't trigger any wolves. I think the castle's big enough. We can probably save ourselves. If there's anyone up there, they'll see us coming. You can see quite a distance from up there. You can see players in the field down here. We do stand out. You think you don't stand out when you're down here because you see all the grass, but the grass doesn't render in after I think it's like 150 meters or something. So once you go beyond 150... Oh, if they changed it. They must have changed it. That's not how it used to be. You need to find a suitcase now, do you? Right. It used to be, I haven't played Livonia in a couple of years. It used to be that you had to go to military installation, and you have the officer with a hat, right? You had to kill him, and only so many of them had a key card, and you had to get a key card. So they've changed it now to a scientist and a case. You need to get his keys, find the suitcase, get the punch card, go to the bunker with a gas mask and a glow plug. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, it was. I'm glad they've made it a bit easier because it was really bloody hard, which is why I've never done it. Because it was a bit of an effort. I've been to the bunker, obviously. I know where it is. I've been there. I had a look around. They've got those military buildings outside, which are good to grab some military gear from time to time. This is on Livonia, Pete. Right, here we go. Oh, look, it's Pumpkinhead. Oh, did I lose my knife? I did. I lost my knife. I better get my knife. See if we can get the pumpkin head off him. Looks like it's in pretty good condition as well. I'll take that, and I'll take that. Thank you. We did. Right. Let's see if anybody's around. This is Potter Krubjek Castle. We've got spooky noises happening. That looks like a hunter's jacket. There's nearly always been a base here every time I've come here. I'm sure that noise is not actually people. It's just the spooky sound effects. Yeah, okay. There's not a base here. Last time I was here, and it was a while ago, someone had set up a base at the bottom of the stairs. So you couldn't get into the castle. Because they'd barricaded the bottom of the stairs. That said, they hadn't done a great job. And I managed to get in anyway. I'm surprised. I'm very surprised that there's not even the remnants of a base here, to be honest. Maybe castles are not as cool as they once were for building bases. That's the witch's hood. Anyway, here we are. Box rifle slugs. Quebec. That's like I said. That's the industrial, and you can see if there was a player running across the field, you'd see this little silhouette of a person dashing across the field, which is fine. It's a bit hazy today. A little group of houses. They're kind of convenient place to hide out. Road and whatnot. So while we're up here, let's have a look. As soon as Pete's asking about the map, we'll have a look at the map, shall we? Here we are. Quebec. That's those two houses I was talking about. We're following the red line. We were following the red line. That's a road, but I'm not going to take that road because I don't like the concept of running into the wildlife. We're going to go to Giralto, but we're going to go the main road. So we're going to nick out of here, and we'll head down. We'll go and have a look at those two houses. Thought I heard footsteps over there. And not on this series, Alex. So on this series, my intention has been to try and bump into people and say hi, and actually do as much as I can on the map without a gun. Daring or what? So no guns. I'm allowed to carry a 22 pistol for wolves because they're a pain in the bum, or avoid wolves altogether if I can. So yeah, that's my particular challenge. I generally solo, I would say. I've done playthroughs where I've built bases before, and I've done playthroughs where I've raided bases before. It's kind of tricky as a solo player. Really, in terms of volume of gear, more than anything. If you raid a base and you find a bunch of gear, and that's jolly good fun, it's really hard to actually be able to carry it all away, unless you've got a car. So it all starts to get very complicated as a solo player, because then you're like, right, I need a car. And if you need a car, you need a base to put a car in, right? Because otherwise you're going to lose your car. So now you've got to build a base just for your car. Then you've got to get a car. You've got to keep a car. It's doable. I've done it. It's a fair amount of effort. So in this is to try and actually maximize bumping into people. So I'm not hiding, as you can see. I'm not camouflaged. I'm not going out of my way to hide, really. I try not to set off the Zeds because it's really annoying, and they bust up my clothes, and I have to keep repairing my gear and stuff. So there's that, and that's about it, really. Trying to see if I can survive the map with as few resources as possible, and certainly no guns, which is, it's tricky, especially when it comes to eating, because like I've got fish, and I've also got pumpkins off that guy, which is pretty good. But and no shooting deer. Occasionally you can get a sheep stuck on a fence, give it the old what for, by which I mean killing it, of course, and you can get a bit of sheep meat. That's fine. But you can't really kill animals with melee tools. What's happening over there? Is that a roadblock? There's a couple of parked cars on the road. Now, I can't remember every crashed vehicle on the map. And like I said, it's been a while since I've been down here. In the short run, my plan is to follow the red trail. So we're following the red trail. We started off in the north of the map. We got a boat. We did a little bit of a trolley around on the boat. We then headed down from Colin Brody. Oh, it's a police event. I can see the police stuff, and I can see the Zs. That's why it looks a bit weird. Yeah, we came down the red trail from Colin Brody. We got shot in grabbing twice. There's goats around here. Thought that was someone in the window there for a minute. But we're heading down to Gibraltar and probably eventually Dubrovnik. Now, what's it called? The one at the bottom. Begins with a D. And it's not Dubrovnik, sorry. Dolnik, that's it. I was nearly there. Ooh, piece of candy. Yeah, I might need that. Looks a little bit tight. But anyway, yeah, so I put in the chat at the start. I don't know if you guys and girls know, but did you see DayZ's getting motorbikes next year? And is that going to change your opinion if you get motorbikes? And will motorbikes actually have cargo capacity? Will boats have cargo capacity eventually? God, wouldn't that be an idea? If you could actually load up a bit of cargo in a boat, that would make it a little bit more usable, don't you think? I definitely think having a cargo capacity in a boat. There's the roadblock. Would be a good idea. And if they're going to put bikes on, are bikes going to have cargo capacity? I mean, it's kind of hard. With boats, yeah, okay. I've been on ribs that have like their own like little inbuilt cargo spaces in them. You know, so I can see boats having cargo real easy. Pardon me. Just a quick drink. That said, I've also had bikes, and the other one's a moped that you can get. That the cargo capacity is under the seat, right? You lift up the seat, and it's just not a big area. You know, just some stuff. You might be able to jam a bag in there with a few things. You know, nothing major. But imagine that, like, you know, just have a bike with, I don't know, 25, 35 cargo capacity. I hope they think about it. I hope they do that. I hope they do it with boats. Jeez, it's quiet, eh? Is all my clothes dry? What's holding me up here? Is it the shoes again? The pants are damp. I can't wring them out anymore. Can't be the gloves, can it? They are also damp. Japers, and the shoes will be damp. The shoes are soaked. Bloody hell. Yeah, anyway, there you go. Motorbikes and a moped. Well, it's a motorbike and a moped is what we're getting. Which is fine. The red route, I think, because we're not taking the red route, we're taking the road. The red route is a little bit more direct, takes you through those trees. I think, not sure exactly, I think it comes out of the, it comes, yeah, where does it go? It goes across, must go across the field somewhere. And through those woods, because I'm pretty sure there's a campground in those woods. Hasn't got any water in it. If it's what's it called? something Miek. Something. Yeah, we followed the road. That goes down, cuts through there. Rumaniak. Rumaniak. No, it bypasses it quite completely. We're going to be closer to Rumaniak. Would they have a 22? Rumaniak? Rumaniak. Don't think I've run across any wolves at Rumaniak. Or Rumianek, or however you're... I'm sure I'm butchering it. It's all like Czech, isn't it, or something? Is that a Z hunched over there? It is. And another one. Yeah, I can just see it through the woods. No pistols here. Right, where was that? It said in the bushes. There you are. You're in the middle of the road. And you saw me. Of course you did. Because you're a nuisance. Box of matches, though. Ugh. Right, there's a camp there. They have a 22. Odd. I've generally not found a lot of bases around camps. To be honest. Not really sure why. All three doors open. No, not all doors are open. Chlorine. What's that? Compensator, something scope. Zagorki. Hello, Zagorki. That reminds me, I should probably eat some more chicken. Fish. 308. What's that? A compass? We can take that. That'll come in. Did that go in my bag? That should go in my bag. Go on bag. Thank you. No, nothing of substance. There's a gas stove thingy-majiggy-me. Yeah, nothing particularly of substance. There's a half-naked Z up there. You go, bro. Yeah. Your lifestyle. You don't let anyone tell you you can't do it, mate. But I don't want to be there when you do. If that's alright. Right, Geralto. Next up, Geralto. Geralto. Let's see if my brain can remember what's in Geralto. Oh, yeah. I think I've been killed a couple of times in Geralto. Geralto. Is Geralto the one with the, like, wee military base at one end of it? It's definitely the one with the... Oh, they've gassed it, look. It's just been gassed. That's what that boom was when we were over at the castle. Just taking a gas strike. Yeah, jeepers. When was the last time I was in Geralto? Last time I was in Geralto, like I said, was a while back, and they just released something. They had a big event going on, and like at a set time, and it was night time. Oh yeah, this is Geralto. You've got the houses. There's a cluster of houses down there. Then you have the pond. That's the very edge of the map, right over there. There's a couple of other houses down there. A few bits and pieces. Yeah, they just had a big event. I can't remember what it was. It was like all servers. They had these like party areas set up. So, and it was at Geralto. There's this big outdoor area full of tents, and at a particular time, all these fireworks went out. Stereos started blasting. It was all crazy. That was the last time I was in Geralto. It scared the pants out of me. I missed the memo. I didn't know what the hell was going on. I thought someone was mucking about with me. Anyway, this is Geralto. There's a Z dead ahead of me. I found a fully operational Humvee once in Geralto. Yeah, I just stole it from whoever left it behind. I don't know, I guess maybe they got out and died or something? I don't know. They just had enough one day. That's it. They're like, alright, that's it. I'm done. Sod the Humvee. I'm leaving. I picked up a nearly fully ready to go Olga as well, actually, in Geralto. It was just sitting out the back by the sheds. All it needed was a battery and a top up, I think. It had everything else. And I found a battery within about a minute. And it took me a little bit longer, but I did find the... Oh no, I need to get a wheel as well, I think. Anyway, yeah, Geralto. A few things have happened in Geralto. come to think of it. Found a barrel in the trees, full of gear. Someone had just left a barrel in the bushes, full of gear, out the back, up here, out the back. If this is the Gibraltar that I think it is. Oh, so many memories. So many places, so many memories, eh? Time for a drink while we're reminiscing. I'd like one of those memories to be about that time I found that Mark II. Yeah, there's the gas. It shouldn't last too much longer. Should the old gas. I don't know, I feel like that t-shirt has been dropped there. How did you hear me? I did fall quite a distance from those stairs, to be honest. Oh, gotcha. Oh. More snacks. I'm gonna get fat. May as well have that mushroom because it isn't gonna last forever. Is that honey? It looks like honey. It's steps! Just get up the steps! Honestly. Crouching in steps. Ah, oh, look, it's not that hard. Medical's on this side. But I think we're sort of as close as we're gonna get. With this gas effect in effect. Right, eight. It's all you ever do. Right. In fact, I think that is medical right there. So we've got to wait. How long are we going to wait for? Shouldn't be that long. Come on. It's been a few minutes. Oh no, it's not medical. It's the cafe. Bandana. Still there. This is close. Oh, shuttered window. Yeah, how long are you gonna be here? Gas effect? Is it dissipating? What do we think? Doesn't look like it, does it? Doesn't look like it. It's like 30 minutes, I think, off the top of my head, for the gas effect to go away. And it must be nearly that now, surely, when we were over at the castle. I was gonna say it sounded like it said. Wandering down the road. Why don't you wander off into the gas? Do us all a favour. Oh yeah, got shot in that building one time as well. Now that I remember. Anyway, Geraldo. I don't know where she went. Come on, gas. Go away. Surely, please. Really? Right, okay. Well, there's a few buildings down here. Let's go and check these out while we're waiting on this gas to clear. Old Zed stumbling down the road. Leather kit? We should probably do a quick check on the old boots, the old shoes. They're doing really well, actually. The athletic shoes are only worn, and we've been wearing them for quite a while. I suppose we've only actually been wearing them from Grabbing, just outside Grabbing, to be fair, because that's where we spawned in, I guess, after our encounter. So, yeah, okay. Is she still up there? She's wandering around somewhere. It's the I think isn't there like military tents right outside police that you're out there? I think there is, isn't there? Work boots, stuff, more stuff, work boots, thing. What's that? It's like a hatchet or something. Torch? Torch. Not interested in a torch, thank you. Missed the gate. There's Zeds up there, right on the edge of the gas. They're not dying off. Wish they would. Cookery. So that matches. Matches. Let's combine those. Save us a bit of time when it comes to lighting a fire. Fire, fire, fire. There. Not as close to the gas as it first appeared. Okay, that's fine. We'll scout around the edge of the gas while we're waiting for it to disperse. Although it looks like it's dispersing. It's dispersed. Right, good. Jolly good. Where's my knife? Why would you turn and look at me? That's just mean. I swear they do it deliberately. Oh, and she cut me. Well, that's just rude, love. There's two of them. Is one of those a cup? No, just a guy in a blue shirt. Is that better condition than my current shovel? It sure is. Oh, sorry. Put that down. Pick that one up. Right, there's medical. We are looking for the full red kit. That's what we want. We want to get loaded up with the fully red kit. If we could get a red bag as well, that would just be fabulous. We'd look totally the spirit. No, not the red jumpsuit jacket. It's got to be the red paramedics jacket or nothing at all. Okay, maybe not nothing at all, but you know, because I know I'd be freezing all the time. There's police. Douche. The tent's outside police. Double douche. Don't build in the town because you're going to get gassed. Water's up there. Whatever. At least I think it is, or is it here? It's up there somewhere. Right, come on, red kit, red kit. No. Not masks. Not medical supplies. no. It's so hard. Well, they can't be gassing here. Can they? I don't see any flares. Ugh. There's water there. Look. Do. Hello, water. What have you got? A bandage. Do I need a bandage? No, I'm good for bandages, mate. The Zeds spawn in so quick these days. Alright. Take a detour through here. What's that? Sewing kit? I'll take it. Oh yeah. Nothing. Still nothing. Bloody hell's firing gates. Just not having the luck of it today. Just not having the luck of it at all. Some days the DayZ gods are with you. Some days they're very definitely not. Here's a bag. It's a bear bag. A hiking backpack. 30 off my 25. No, I'll stick with what I got, thank you. I don't need a vast amount of space. If it was like a hunter's backpack or something, then yeah, you know, we could be talking. But it isn't, so we're not. It's long and drawn out. Oh, hello. It's long and drawn out, is your outlook. Did you build a base here and then realise it got gassed? You're like, quick, build a base. You're building a base. You're like, why has it gone all pink? Well, it has gone pink, my old bro, because you are about to get gassed. That is why. Yeah, we might run into trouble trying to find a Mark II now, because we might be in the wrong tier. So as I'm sure you're aware, how's my axe? My axe is worn. Is this pristine though? It looks like it might be. About this one, pristine. Yeah, we'll slap that on. Yeah, as you know, stuff spawns in depending on the tier of where it should be, and some gear is excluded from some tiers. So it's not like everything spawns at, you know, everything that spawns at tier 1 spawns in tiers 1, 2, 3, and 4. It's not how the game works. So sometimes things only spawn in tier 1 and tier 2, and not in tier 3 and tier 4. And Mark II pistols are sort of regarded as a beginning weapon. So they're really a low tier spawn, which is why you often find them near places when you're starting out, and we're quite a ways down the map, so we might be like tier 3 by now or something like that, which means if the Mark II only spawns in a tier 1 and tier 2 area, we're never going to find it. Which, you know, would obviously be challenging. And there's a church, so, you know, mummies. Flag, anybody? Don't see any mummies, but we're gonna detour around just in case. Because they're hard yakka. They really are. They really are fairly intense. And I actually haven't found much in the way of good gear, to be honest, with the mummies that I've killed. Okay, I haven't killed a dozen of them. Yeah, Geraldo's a pretty drawn out place, eh? You are not a mummy, you're just weird. Right. We're getting on a bit. Oh, jeepers. Could we just go around the bloody wall? More Geraldo. It does go on, like I said, does go on. Where's his head? It's gonna see me. He's trying to track me down. Oh, I need to reset that. He's gonna come around here in a minute. I hear you. Miss me. Right, that's the end of him. Yeah, so it was round here. Was it this bush here? Yeah, in this bush, someone had a barrel. Just like plonked it right in the middle, right in the bush here. But it was full of stuff. So I took a bunch of stuff and ran down the trees down there and buried a couple of crates. And that was that. Nah. There's nothing here today. Isn't there like a little military over there or something? I thought that was Geraldo. I might be mistaken. Yeah, and this was the place I got the car sorted as well. Like I said, there was like a car kicking around here, and all I had to do was run through here and grab a few bits and pieces, and hey presto, I had a fully functioning Olga, which was nice. Not happening today though. It was right here actually. The car parked here. I assume someone left it or something. Anyway, I don't think the gas comes up this far. In fact, I'm pretty sure it doesn't come up this far. What's that? Another knife. Don't need too many knives, I tell ya. Right, well, that's essentially Geraldo. It's interesting. It feels big, does Geraldo. It's long. It's how you know, one of these rural-ish towns might be. You know, it's strung out alongside the road. Um, Not too much stuff like in back of each other. So, you know, people have just like built a house next to the house, built a house next to that house, you know, that kind of thing. Um, so I don't mind Geraldo too much. It is a heck of a place though to try and navigate through and around and about and everything. So this is Geraldo. Um, Here, you see, so it feels big. I don't know if there's that many houses by comparison. Where's Topolin? That's too far. That's too far. There's Topolin. Now you see, I mean, Topolin's got masses more houses. I mean, it's the biggest place on the map, right? Um, Geraldo. There we are. Um, is that? No, I don't think that's military. I think that's industrial place. Um, yeah. Oh, I'm thinking of Nadebor. Nadebor has the military on the hill. That's the one. I've been killed a bunches of time in Nadebor. Nadebor is pretty hostile. Right. So the plan could be, um, Konopki. Um, is that the big industrial area? No, can't be. Can't be. I'm thinking about something else, probably. Um, I'm thinking about that. I think that's the big industrial area. Right. We wanna go down to Konopki. Want to go to Konopki, and we'll have a look at Konopki. We'll Kulno. What's in Kulno? Is this? We'll check out wherever that is in Kulno because I can't remember what that is. That's the Patoki cabins. I don't know if we'll do that, and then Dolnik. So we just gotta hang a left out of here and take the road out of here. So this is our main road. That's the road that we want. That's where we're headed. I think we're just going to have to work on the assumption that we don't have a 22, and I don't know what to do about that if we run into wolves. If we're lucky, we can climb a car, and we can pick up a belt, pick up a penguin. Put that on my belt, can I? Or do I put? Oh no, I need the whatchamacallit, the knife sheath. Yeah. So, Dolnik 6. That's where we're headed. We're headed to Dolnik, bottom of the map. We'll go have a look. Going down this way. Going down the road, going down the road, toot 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 toot, and we're going down the road. And that's where I'm going to call it on this one. Thank you for those of you who have persevered. Thank you for those of you who have jumped in and commented and said hi. Thank you very much for indeed. Do remember to hit that like button. Do remember to subscribe to the channel. We'll carry on this server. I am contemplating moving to a busier server because otherwise you're just watching me wander around Livonia, which is fine if you just want to see what Livonia looks like, but it's not even really like a detailed exploration of Livonia. It's just me. So I might see about switching to an American server. Ooh, daring. And see what we can find out about Americans on American servers, shall I? Anyway, until then, ta-ta for now.